live in Las Vegas. Beyond that, everything else is fait accompli. But yes, he can transform an offense in Las Vegas because I think it's the ideal pairing along with Klint Kubiak, their new head coach. One of the comparisons, I know you know this, Greeny, that I've used for Mendoza during the fall has been Sam Darnold, who, of course, just won a Super Bowl with Klint Kubiak in Seattle. Hard play action quarterback, full field accuracy, functional mobility, all the traits that you see from Fernando Mendoza on tape this past season. He had 41 passing touchdowns. That was more than any other FBS quarterback and showed dramatic improvement in terms of pocket awareness. Took just 25 sacks this year, nearly half as many as he did the year prior.
Yeah, there are no questions about Mendoza as the number one pick. I would just very quickly throw it around this table because I think the second one is the more interesting one from Field. Very quickly throw it around. Is it the right thing to do for a franchise at the very bottom that has as many needs as they do to start with the quarterback? You start by building around the quarterback.
Yeah, you start with building around the quarterback. If Klint Kubiak, when he walks in, if that's his guy, that's the guy you take, you build around it. They did it in Indy with Peyton Manning. You see they do it a lot of different places. Burrow, they did it within Cincinnati. It's the fastest way to get back on track. If you don't have that position, you don't have any opportunity to win in the NFL.
I think to Jeff's point, it's one way to do it. I don't think it's the only way to do it. I think we've seen teams, Seattle, for example, when they won their first Super Bowl, they had a team built. When they ended up with Russell Wilson, they were able to plug him in and still win. So I think for the Raiders, yes, if you firmly believe in Mendoza, you draft him. If not, you could trade that pick and still build around.
A long way from that roster on the Seahawks. Long way from there.
That's sort of the point.
That would be the right.
Long way.
Well, that's kind of the alternative point.
What they're both describing, both of those philosophies do make sense. It really is. If this is your guy, then you cannot wait. If you're Klint Kubiak, the first order of business is the quarterback, deciding whether you want Fernando or not.
Right.
But two, Max Crosby. Because this is a roster with a ton of holes.
Yeah.
So does Max Crosby help you win in 2026? Or does he help you win in 2026 by sending him somewhere else, recouping some picks, and then using that to refurnish that roster?
From the outside looking in, a fan might say, "Oh, I'm worried about Mendoza with the Raiders. He's a one-year wonder." Do you think that is a fair concern, or do you think that doesn't reflect how good he was at Cal?
Is he perfect? No. Is any quarterback prospect perfect? No. But to me, not only do I think it's an obvious he is the number one pick in the draft, but I think he's the best player in the draft. Period. Full stop. Now I weight positional value, I think, more than